Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Michael, I like wizards and dragons and making games, and here's another one for all the audio engineers out there among you. So starting in the February of 2022 updates to GameMaker, we now have the ability to create loop points in audio. This is most commonly used to make background music loop nicely and without having to manually stitch together like song intros and song loop sections and song like endings and that sort of thing. Some might say that this feature is long overdue. The audio engine in GameMaker has been somewhat neglected for rather a while, but between the audio effects that have been added recently and the audio loop points, I think Yo-Yo Games is finally attempting to bring this up to speed. So let's look at how this works. So right now the background music in this demo that I've got is as simple as can be. In the player's create event, we're just going to play BGM_idle with accordions. And it's just going to use the simple loop. The loop parameter to the audio play sound, this has been here, this has been part of GameMaker forever, and this is just going to have the song like repeat back to the beginning once it finishes. That's not what we care about. What we care about is going to be primarily three new functions. There's a couple others. There's going to be audio sound loop start, and this is going to take a couple arguments. One is going to be the index. This can be either a sound asset, so this can be either BGM idle with accordions, or this can be the BGM variable that I have set as an instance of a sound that is currently playing. They both should work. I feel like it makes more sense to have this set to like a sound asset than a sound instance, because usually when you have background music, you want the background music to always loop, but there might be some exceptions to that. And there's going to be the time. So this is going to be the time code in the audio when it starts looping. This is going to be in seconds, so it doesn't matter if your audio is encoded as 44,100 kilohertz or 48,000 kilohertz or some other sample rate. This is always going to be in seconds. I have gone ahead and taken this this demo background music here and sort of figured out where I want it to loop just by playing it in Audacity and trying to put the timeline marker on the section that I want to loop. I'm going to have the loop start at 5.3 seconds, and there's a second function, audio sound loop end. This is going to also take a sound asset or a sound instance, and it is also going to take a time code for when you want the loop to finish, and I have determined this to be about 27.1 seconds into the music. If you really want to make sure that your sound is looping exactly on beat, it might be a good idea to have, like, you know, more than one decimal point of precision, but for me it's good enough. I'm also going to call a third function, and this is going to be audio sound loop. And there's nothing else after that, it's just audio sound loop. The voice index, I don't know exactly why GameMaker's, like, function feather help calls it this. Instead of just like the sound index. This has to be an instance of a sound that's currently playing. So I'm going to set that to the BGM, the instance of the sound, and this is it. This is all we have to do. However, to show exactly, well, to show a little more information about the currently looping sound, I'm also going to go into the UI layer, and I'm going to draw set font FNT game draw set color to black, and I'm going to draw some values on the screen, such as let's say audio sound get track position, and this is going to tell us exactly where in the song, like how many seconds into the song GameMaker is. We can say draw text at position, I think 3296 should be good. I could use a string formatter for that, but I don't feel like it. And I'm also going to say draw text at 32,128 loop points. And there's a couple new functions: audio sound get loop start. GameMaker is a fan of their long function names. Audio sound get loop end is the other one. And this should draw on the screen the track position, so how many seconds we are into the music, as well as where the loop points in it are. And I guess for good measure, audio sound get duration is another one. Audio sound get length. Audio sound length, no get. Okay, thanks GameMaker. Way to be straightforward there with those function names. So this is going to draw some values on the screen, and I need to set that to true. Okay. Yeah, you can toggle looping on or off. Again, probably not something you'll do often, but I suppose if at any point you want to do something like cut the background music loop and then let it play to completion and then play something else, that's one way to do it. I'm gonna shut up now and let you listen. Alright, so you can hear that when it hit the loop point about 27.1 seconds, it did loop back to the beginning, but not completely to the beginning. It did loop back to 5.3 seconds. It did not play the entire 30.05 seconds of the audio file. There's nothing really interesting at the end there. It's just a couple extra seconds of silence. I think we get the point. Now, something that is not included currently in GameMaker, and this feels a little bit like the signed distance field fonts that were introduced last month. GameMaker does not currently give us a way to set loop points for a sound in, like, the audio asset properties. It's a little weird. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what the sound mixer is for. Like, whenever I want to mess around with sounds in a game, I always just do it in, like, Audacity or Reaper or something. Anyway, it would be somewhat nice if there was some, like, loop-enabled checkbox in the sound properties and, like, a loop point start field in the sound properties and a loop point end field in the sound properties. I don't know if GameMaker is going to add that. I'll probably, like, submit a feature request and annoy Russell about it on Discord or something. And if I get an answer regarding that before this video is posted, I will show it on screen right now. Otherwise, check down below the video for the pinned comment or something, in which I'll probably say something about it there. But that's pretty much it for audio loop points in GameMaker. This is not a complicated feature. The only reason that I didn't post this video right when this first came out in beta last week was because there was actually a bug in it that was a little annoying that caused this to not work with, like, sound asset indices the way it was supposed to. But that's been fixed, and if you're seeing this video, then it should be working. But that's been fixed, and by the time this video goes out, everything should be in order. Anyway, you can all celebrate now. We have audio loop points. You don't have to do anything stupid like exporting the intro and loop sections of songs separately and stitching them together through code. That was always a big pain in the neck. Anyway, my name is Michael. I like wizards and dragons and making games. If you want the code for this example, look for the GitHub repository down in the video description. I try to post about 2 game dev videos a week, one tutorial like this, and one Let's Make a Game, which is currently a 3D wizard game in the vein of The Legend of Zelda. So if any of that appeals to you, feel free to subscribe. I have a Patreon, so if you want to contribute to the channel, links to that can be found in all the usual places. Otherwise, I hope you all find this useful. I hope you all enjoy audio loop points. I definitely am. And I will see you all later. Special thanks to Army Armbuster, DJ Gibbles, Edward Holt, GameMaker, Gamer Player, Harold Guidry, Manta Ray, Sindra Larson, Squarecrow, Vitro V, and Zengiment for supporting these videos. If you want to contribute to the channel, head on over to the Patreon page down in the video description to join the fun.